Welcome back to the Elevator Life, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back, guys. How you doing wherever you're at in the world? Hope you're having a good one. Welcome to a new era here in China. New president, new regime.
Yes, I haven't really noticed any differences ourselves, but Mr. Xi Jinping has been elected. I've heard the people, or the rest of the people on his committee are a little conservative, but as I said, we haven't really noticed anything, but we got a free newspaper today with everybody, all the board members' pictures on it, so that was nice.
It was interesting just looking at those guys, their faces, and just thinking to yourself how much power that they have.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
He's literally, I'm one of the newest, most powerful people in the world. It's pretty...
I thought you were talking about yourself for a second. Wait, what happened?
No, not me, not yet. But yeah, it's incredible. Just another 10 years, I guess that's how they do things over here. So we're hoping for some more open policies and some more growth and a little more, I guess, collaboration between the U.S. and China to make our lives a little easier.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I don't know if you guys know, but they're actually there's a kind of unique story about his family. His niece, Xi Jinping, the new president, his niece is actually married to a foreigner, a guy from England, I believe.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
So what they were saying is this guy, this foreigner, he's pretty much the best connected foreigner in China without a doubt. He's going to be the first foreigner in the Chinese royal family.
Wow.
So talk about connections. I heard he threw a formal party for some of his business contacts and some governmental contacts.
Really?
Just unbelievable. Unbelievable, because he's in the first family in China.
Sounds
as
like
of today.
Free trade agreement coming between England and China.
Gotta give him a call.
Yeah, serious. Network, baby, network.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. I had no idea.
Yeah, and so some other cool news on our front, guys. We are about to launch here in the next month or so our first website here in China.
Yep.
We're not going to go into it in this episode, but we are going to be doing a case study as we build it and as it develops here on the ground in China. So hopefully all of you, all of our listeners, will get a first-hand glimpse into what it's like to develop internet websites, internet businesses here in China, how to deal with e-commerce and all that kind of stuff. So we're excited about that. We've been developing a lot of content over the last few weeks for that, and things are starting to roll, so we can't wait until we can share that with you guys.
Yeah, we've been really open with everything in the past, all the other businesses we've done, but this is a cool new look, like you said, an open door policy. We're going to let you know how it's going, what's working, what's not working, and hopefully it's going to be very successful.
Yeah, so obviously, hopefully this makes us try and kill it even more, because everyone's going to be watching.
Yeah.
So today we have been talking a lot about this issue, and some of the other global entrepreneurs talk about it. However, it really fits into what we do over here, and so we wanted to have an episode where you guys can listen to Nick and I toss around our ideas on this topic, and that is the trending growth towards global small businesses. And when we say global small businesses, we don't necessarily mean you run a shop from the States, but you do sell all over the world. We mean you have teams in other countries, you have employees in other countries, and you sell to other global marketplaces. And by small, we mean as small as a few people to up to about 50, 100 people. But there is a huge trend in the entrepreneurship circle that is going that way, and so we want to talk about that today.
Yeah, global small businesses. The words global and small, or what's that? A literature term, like onomatopoeia or something?
I know.
You know what I'm trying to say. I
know exactly what you're saying, but I'm kind of embarrassed. I have no idea what the word is.
We've been out of America for too long. I was going to say English.
Yeah, that's funny, guys. I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes in our episodes our English just goes woo.
Just forget words just because we don't use them.
Exactly.
But it's one of those terms where it's like it doesn't really make sense, but when you look at it, at how fast the world's developing, how interconnected we are, where you are able to utilize resources all over the globe, penetrate different markets, while you as a company might be, like you said, less than 10 employees, less than 5 employees, but if you're all strategically positioned and can all kind of work really well together around the globe, different time zones, whatever, you can do really, really big things and expand to a much bigger audience than just your domestic market.
Yeah. Today I think that's what we want to have a little discussion about, is why. Why is this such a growing business model?
Yeah.
Okay. Dan Andrews and Ian, they talked about it on their podcast, and it really, I love that podcast, and it caught my attention because I was like, that's exactly what we're doing. We have, you know, businesses in the States, we have businesses in Hong Kong, we have businesses in China, and we have employees in all those places. And when we look back at what's really developed with us, there's a pattern. And when we talk about it with ourselves, why is this model happening? It's because if you're going to look at a global, or if you're going to look at a small business in general, what's your market if you're back in the States? Okay? Right. What are your resources when you're back in the States? If you're talking about a local shop, your audience is those around you and those that you can market to around you. Who are the resources that you can use to build your business? Those are the people in your community, the people that you're going to work with. However, with a global small business, you have the resources of hiring skilled workers in countries from all around the world. Yeah. Okay? And the market, you know, the market size that is simply available to you to build your business in is so much bigger. Just take us, for example, here in China. We're selling to the biggest country in the world, and we're selling a product that we took from our home country. And that's really what global small business is all about. Yeah,
of course, he just pointed out a great fact was that employees from everywhere, because we have some Chinese, some Filipinos, some Americans, they're from everywhere, and if you can kind of build a team around that to where it's economically efficient is what I'm looking for. Is you know, not everybody, a lot of people know about virtual assistants, for example. That's a pretty big one, is building a team of, you know, you can penetrate the market in the Philippines, you have the native Filipino speakers, great English, you can do the same thing in India, sourcing agents down here in China. You know, these are all, you have an international team all put together, and as long as you're, I guess, running it in the same direction and everybody's doing what they're supposed to, and it's, as I said, efficient, then, you know, it's so easy to grow really quick, really fast. Yeah, and another name you'll hear these companies called is micro multinational corporations. And that name sounds really, whenever you hear the word corporation, you think this huge company, you know, huge infrastructure. But really, it's guys like us now that are building these companies around the globe. And part of the reason that it's happening a lot more, obviously, is because of the opportunity. Guys, when you look at businesses, what do businesses try and do? They try and solve problems, okay? They try and solve people's problems, and that can lead to a huge business. Well, there's so many problems around the world. There's so many gaps in marketplaces that you can fill and that you need to fill. And really, that's a lot of our message here on the Elevator Life, is this trend. We've been talking about it for years here on the Elevator Life. We just haven't really given it the name. We haven't called it global small businesses. But really, that's what our message has been, is this trend that's happening. That's what everyone should be looking into, because that's where the problems to solve are. Yeah. And that's where the resources to help you solve these problems are. Yeah, you have to get outside your domestic market. And I'll even go back to when we were in Hong Kong last week, in a conversation we were having with some just other American businessmen, I guess, and we talked about, you know, we have our LLC in the States, and then we have our Woofy that's going through in China, and then we have our holdings company in Hong Kong, and you look at you like, what? Like 3 different companies in 3 different countries, but then, you know, our company in regards to partners and employees isn't anything massive, but at the same time, it's still all over. It's in Asia and America, and I mean, we are planning to expand beyond that, but still 3 offices, 3 different business licenses. It's like, wow, you know, it's pretty impressive. And this can be replicated into any market where you see the opportunities. You can do it, you know, in Europe, South America, Africa, wherever you want to go. But the point is, you're still kind of strategically setting up these offices around the globe to really just jump into the whole global market at once. And what's nice is you can not really control the speed, but you can definitely control the setup and where you want to penetrate and where you want to go next. And that just means more opportunity if you do your homework. Yeah, 100%. Talking about our business structure there, I mean, I don't know if we really built it strategically. No, we kind of, when we were working in a place where, oh, we should start a business. So now we're obviously working with lawyers to try and really iron out what we should be doing. But what he was saying is, you know, we, at this young age, were able to develop infrastructure in multiple countries, okay, and do and sell products in multiple countries. Meaning, well, and our message to everyone is that it's doable. You know what?
You got to get out into the world, though, if you're going to try and find those problems. But it's really cool, you know, when we're talking about examples of these guys, it's not just us. There's I forget about the guy's name, but he owns bars in Medellin, Colombia.
Yeah.
Okay. Michael Park did a little write-up on him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a global small business. Okay, he solved the problem, and he's one of the biggest bar owners in Medellin, Colombia. Yeah. Who would have thought?
We've talked about Matthew Cowlack and Chris Gormley before. They all have offices and distribution, Europe, the Americas, Australia, Asia, obviously. That's global. They're taking care of logistics, distribution all over the planet. And you know, we've met these guys and seen their companies, and again, not taking hundreds of employees like you think of when you hear the word corporation or anything like that. It's just very smart people efficiently working and solving problems.
I wonder, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just getting this out of thin air, but a lot of people probably ask themselves, really, can I do that? Can I do that? And he just mentioned they're really smart people. And so we don't talk about that much on here. What do these people look like? What do they do? Okay? Who are they? Well, guys, they self-educate all the time, and that is the key. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, is to keep learning, read books all the time. Okay? And that's really what they do. We had a guy over here yesterday, Josh, the guy we interviewed last week on the show.
Yeah.
By the way, his headphones are fantastic, and they're doing really well. I urge you guys to support him. Okay, go check out his website.
A lot of support from him, and all the charities are working hard with him as well. It's great to see.
Exactly, and he was on over the other day, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about going back to school in 5 years." And I was like, "Really, going back to school?" Because you know, entrepreneurs think, "Oh, why would you go back to school?" And he's like, "No, just to learn." You know, he's like, "I'm thinking about going back to study astronomy once I've built my business." I was like, those are the kind of people that are building global small businesses.
Yeah.
Those are the kind of people that value education for what it really is. You know, educating yourself, making you more valuable to society, pushing yourself further, okay? That's what these people are all about. That's what we're all about.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so if you hadn't heard that or anything like that, I just want to kind of give you that insight into who these people really are.
I mean, just never stop learning, because I mean, the day you stop learning things, the day you just stop growing, really. And yeah, like you said, we have countless books. We trade books back and forth. Some of them are great. They're actually all on our website that you can read. Some of them are great. Some of them it's like, oh yeah, that was a good book. I kind of knew half that information, but the other half was nice. But yeah, some of them will just open your mind, the ways to think, the way to schedule your day, the way to eat the food you're eating, anything like that. It's like you're just enhancing yourself as a person, and that's making you sharper.
The important thing is to keep learning.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep learning. I do want to give a shout out. This one guy that I met back in the States, I'm not going to tell you the name of his company really, but he was doing a cool thing. He started in university, and they were selling bikes. And then they launched this global network of entrepreneurs where they work together to solve problems around the world. And that is just another example of global entrepreneurship. If a company wants to go into China, his company will help you. If it's a valuable cause, his company will help you enter the marketplace. Okay, it was really, really interesting. We're meeting guys like that all the time. And so we really, really just wanted to point you guys into that idea of global small businesses. And once again, I do want to differentiate that between your regular e-commerce store where you're sitting parked in one place. You are buying and selling goods across borders. But really what we're talking about global small businesses is having offices, having people, having resources in other countries on the ground, building businesses and taking advantage of opportunities. Just the way this world's growing, it makes a lot more sense to make your market, a global market. Don't just settle for the domestic audience, because there's way more going on and there's way more growth going on, outside your borders than just what you're used to. Yep. One last thing I would like to touch on too is one thing we've really noticed about building our business in a different country. I was talking about the local presence. If you were going to build it on your local street corner, what are the results you would see? Over here, you really have control of the image, your brand that you're building. So our assistant, actually, our main sales lady, she told us I don't know, months ago. She was like, everyone is so confused by you guys. Okay, mysterious. Yeah, you guys are so mysterious. Yeah. We built this brand around this high-end brand around our wines, around what we do here in China, and people have seen it as that, and then they see us, and they're like trying to connect the dots. But that us being young and us being, you know, fairly new to international business hasn't affected the way we've been able to build an image and really push our business forward, even though we are so young.
Yeah.
If I was going to go and try and start selling wine in the States, people would be like, "What's your experience? What have you done?"
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you don't have credentials. I'm not going to work with you. We've really had the ability to control our brand, to build an image around what we wanted it to look like and what we thought would work. And that's another thing about global small businesses.
Yeah, that's perfect. I never even really thought about that. I just said that. It was just, we built the brand around the fact that people are like, they're mysterious. They're not mysterious. They're mystified, I guess is the word, by us. Again, English.
It's almost the fact that they judge us by our brand. So they see our brand and then they look at us instead of going, "Oh, you're young. This company's not good." It's like, "Oh, sweet company. Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah, and that's always great. They're always looking at that, and if anything, it's more respect. And our sales manager is like, they love it. They're entertained by it, and people enjoy meeting new or innovative people. Yes, just young and hungry people, as we've described ourselves before, and as other people have described us, and that's what's been really helped us.
So yeah, guys, I hope this episode has turned your attention to global small businesses, micro multinational corporations, what we're trying to do over here and what a lot of entrepreneurs, Dan and Ian, are doing down in Bali. And we're excited about it. So you should definitely keep watch on the trends that are going on with these global small businesses.
Yeah.
Keep a watch out for what people like us are doing around the world, and should definitely join us because there's a lot of business to be done.
Yeah, just for fun, go look into a market you've always wanted to travel to or live in, and see if your product, your idea might be able to expand there.
Get out there and experience stuff. Get out there and experience stuff.
Keep learning.
Alright guys, love it. Welcome to a new era here in China. Hopefully we're still safe. Okay, and we'll be talking to you next time.
Cheers everybody.